Hello, my name is Eric Loy, and I serve as project coordinator for the William Blake Archive at the University of Rochester. Today, I'd like to show you some new features of the archive that allow users to see and make connections across different works and objects. Specifically, we're going to look at two new tabs that appear on a page when you're viewing an object in the archive and connections are present. Those tabs are labeled Objects from the Same Production Sequence and Objects with a Similar Design. I'll explain what those things mean in a minute. This new feature, though, is especially useful for our recent publication of Blake's Notebook. The notebook, of course, was used for many years as a kind of drafting space for Blake's published works. Because of that, there are a number of material relationships among objects in the notebook and other works in the archive. Let's look at a few examples. Navigating to the first object of the notebook, you can see the usual tools and tabs on the page, including Objects in Copy, Copy Information, and Electronic Edition Information. But if you navigate to an object that has some relatedness to other works in the archive, two new tabs can appear. I've got a few in mind that we can check out. Object 17, for example. On the manuscript page, we can see a few scattered sketches, most notably, though, the central sketch of a figure with a walking stick or a cane. You'll notice that two new tabs have appeared below the object: Objects from the Same Production Sequence and Objects with a Similar Design. Clicking on Objects from the Same Production Sequence, we can see two very similar illustrations from Blake's illuminated books For Children, The Gates of Paradise, and For the Sexes, The Gates of Paradise. Appearing in the Production Sequence tab means that editors have identified a clear role for this drawing in the production of the final version appearing in these illuminated books. In other words, this notebook drawing is a direct preliminary for the illustration in each Gates of Paradise. You can pull up the editor's note on the side tab for more information. A few other things you can do. Click on either of the thumbnails in the list and navigate to that related object in the archive. Or you can also select one or all of the thumbnails and compare them to the original object in a horizontally scrolling window. Cool, huh? The other tab to note is Objects with a Similar Design. As the name suggests, objects appearing under this tab have a similar form and concept to the original object, but they're not direct preliminaries. Clicking on this object in All Religions Are One, you can see that the illustration does have a similar figure with walking stick or cane, but the perspective and the overall composition are a little different. Let's look at one more example. Object 80 from the notebook. You can see the manuscript page has a large drawing with a figure hovering in what looks like some clouds, and below are three more figures huddled together. Using the Objects from the Same Production Sequence tab and the editor's note, we can see that this is a direct preliminary sketch for Plate 11 from Visions of the Daughters of Albion. Notice that we will include every relevant copy that we have in the archive in these related tabs. It's a great reminder of the variety in the copies of Blake's published works. I hope that quick tutorial was helpful. We'll be back again with more tutorial videos on all the features of the Blake Archive. Please check out our blog and Twitter for more info and for publication announcements.